Starting quarterback for Westlake High School in Thornwood, New York, Robert Denota has not only made an impact on the field, but also an impact on his town. What he has done on the field has made the children in the community look up to him the most.
You guys are both on the varsity football team, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how have you guys made an impact on the younger kids within the community?
Just showing that not to be selfish, just like on the field, if you make a mistake, just like take what's the word? Take responsibility for your actions and just don't blame it on other people.
How do you feel?
They always look up to us, like in town, like if you see these kids at like Rose Hill, or like around town, they always get excited when they see us.
They even had a story to tell.
So it was Halloween, and there were 3 kids that rang my doorbell. I went and answered the door, and they all had their shoulder pads on. They were obviously like little Wildcats. I think they were in like 4th or 5th grade. And one of the kids was wearing 5, and I had probably this sweatshirt on. And the kid goes, "Do you play Westlake football?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Guess who I am? I'm Rob Denota." So.
Do you have anything to say about that?
It's cool to see kids go around trying to be me, and it just feels good to just see that like kids look up to me, and just makes me feel good about myself.
And here is what head coach John Castellano had to say.
Okay, so Robert Denota, your starting quarterback. How has he made an influence on your team, but not only your team, but your community and the younger kids within the community?
First of all, I've known Rob for 3 years now, and I don't think I've ever met an individual with such a passion and enthusiasm for whatever he chooses to do. For me, it was football, but he just has such a passion and enthusiasm and such a tremendous work ethic and a will to win that I've never seen. And I've been coaching for 35 years. And it's like contagious, it's infectious, not only with the coaching staff, with the guys he's with on the field, but you could just see with this whole school community how they just kind of rally around him.
It was never more evident than when he was injured in the semifinal game.
And the people in the stands, it's just the emotional letdown when he went out to the emotional uplift to when he came back. And you just saw a whole community just rally behind one individual. And I think it speaks volumes of who he is. Of course, as a coach, you don't know what's going on behind you. It wasn't about Rob. It was about, I'm getting back on the field because of all these people who have rallied behind me since day one. The football team, the community, the people in the stands. It was just, he just took a whole school and put them on his back in that last quarter.
And the student section, he's starting quarterback, and he has all his friends on the team. And how do you feel that the student section has an impact on him, and even like the younger kids that within the Mount Pleasant Wildcats football club and cheerleading club? How does he have an impact on them?
He's got the it factor. Every place he goes. I mean, everybody knows who Rob Denota is. I mean, he carries himself with such class, professionalism for a young man to be able to do that, and he has time for everybody. I've watched him work not only with his teammates, but in we've run a kind of like a Wildcat camp the last 2 years for the younger kids, and they just kind of flock to him. He's like the man you want to go to, and he always has time for everybody. He never pushes anybody away, and it's fun for me to sit back and watch the impact he has on young people. And I think again, never more evident than the Ardsley game where he was hurt, came back in, basically won the game for us, and then did about 4 or 5 interviews after the game. But yet the entire student body waited on the hill, this hill that we walk up at the end of the game, just waited for him. It was just they were waiting to see, the young man I call baby Jesus, you know what I mean? Just to see him, just kind of, just to see their love for this young man, for what he's all about, and it's not just about being a great football player. It's just, he's a leader, and you don't find that today. And, that's what makes him so special. I don't think he realizes, as you get older, you understand the impact he has. All the coaches know it. The people that are older, I talk to some of the people in the community, some of the old people in the community, been around athletics their whole lives. They understand the impact. But at 17 years old, he doesn't. He just goes out and does his job. but he does it so well and with such a desire to achieve and to lead that you can't help but understand his importance and what goes on. He does not understand that, and I don't expect him to. But you're right. Every place he goes in this community, they know who Rob Denota is, and I think it speaks volumes of the family he's been raised, in the house, and how mom and dad and his brothers and sisters have certainly impacted him, I think. And I think there's just it was a pleasure for me. I have not, and again, they laugh because I always say I've coached a long time, coached a lot of kids, and I've coached a lot of great kids, and I've had a lot of great success in the places I've been. I don't know if I found a young man who had such a will to win and a will to lead, and took so much on his shoulders than Rob Denota, really.
A young man who has a bright future ahead of him as he contemplates his next step as a student athlete in college. For Sacred Heart News, this is Angelina Denota in Thormont, New York.